Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian. I'm here today at the Rock Island Auction House, checking out some of the cool guns that they're selling in their upcoming June 2015 regional auction. And I ran across this Hammond Bulldog pistol. It's always interesting finding more of the really creative and unusual guns that came about right around the American Civil War. We had the advent of metallic cased ammunition, rimfire cartridges, centerfire cartridges, all sorts of other obscure proprietary types of cartridge, and a lot of people came up with some interesting ways to use those cartridges. Now this particular one, it's a single shot pistol and with kind of a side rolling breech. It's a kind of an unusual and unique sort of design. So this was invented by a pair of brothers, Henry and Louis Hammond. They manufactured these in Connecticut, a little town about 10 miles south of Hartford called Naubuc, or something like that. It actually took them 3 tries to get a patent for this pistol. The first idea they came up with and tried to patent was actually deemed to be too similar to all other people's existing patents, and it got rejected. So they went back and they made some changes and worked on it for a while, and they submitted a second time, and their second patent application also got rejected. This time it was on the grounds that the sample model they submitted with the patent was junk. Frankly, it didn't work right. At the time, and this is no longer the case, but at the time you had to actually submit a working model of whatever device you were trying to patent. So the brothers went back and they worked on this some more, made some more changes, and they came back a third time in 1865, and finally the third time was the charm. They got a patent granted to them for this mechanism in 1865. They promptly went into production, and they made about 7,400 of these pistols by the time they ceased production in 1868. Now it sounds that I haven't been able to find any real definitive information, but it sounds like they had a mortgage default in 1868. Not sure if they leveraged themselves too far on a factory building or if this was something in their personal lives not directly related to the pistol, but which caused them to abandon the business. At any rate, they stopped manufacturing them in 1868. About 7,400 were made in total. Most of them are in .44 caliber rimfire. And it's kind of neat that this pistol will accept both the long and short .44 rimfires that were out there. However, they did make at least a few samples in a wide variety of other calibers. 22 caliber, 32 caliber, some 50 caliber. I saw one source that claimed they made some in 56-50 Spencer. They also apparently made at least a couple samples that were carbines with attached wire stocks. Some interesting stuff, but the vast majority of them are this model, or like this model in .44 caliber. So why don't I bring the camera back and let you take a look at why this is kind of an unusual and interesting mechanical setup. So I've been in the habit of starting some of these close-ups with markings, so let's take a look at the top of the barrel here. You can see these were manufactured by a company called the Connecticut Arms and Manufacturing Company of that town in Connecticut, whose name I will not try to pronounce again. And we have, this one's difficult to see, but across the top of the breech block right here we have the patent date, which is October 25th. That would say 1865, but it is worn away. So that's it for markings on this pistol. It's interesting to note that there are not any caliber markings that I've been able to find. That seems indicative to me of the fact that the only mass production version of this gun was in .44 rimfire, thus negating the need to mark different versions with different calibers. This is single action. The hammer is at half cock right now, and we do have a sheath trigger here. So once the gun is fully cocked, pulling the trigger drops the hammer. Hammer hits a firing pin right there, which fires the cartridge. The sights, the front sight is this small blade. The rear sight is actually in this button. This is like the world's tiniest sight picture. Right there. You probably would not have actually used the sights directly with a gun like this. Now, on to the interesting part. In order to open the action, I push down on this button, it's spring-loaded, and then I pull this whole breech block around to the side. So you can see that the frame is this big, solid piece. It's a solid, big, round dowel sort of piece right here in the middle, which gives this frame quite a lot of strength, even though it doesn't have a top strap. Our breech block rotates on it. When the breech is locked up, we have a nice solid continuous piece of metal all the way through to the frame, which makes it quite strong. So again, you'll notice there is an Extractor right here. It's spring-loaded. You can hear it click when I fully open the breech. What that would do is kick the cartridge. It's hard to say. It might kick it all the way out. It might pop it halfway out and make it easy for you to pull the rest of the way out with your hand. Certainly easy to load a new cartridge right in there. When you close the breech, it automatically locks in place, ready to fire. So half cock for loading and unloading, and then you fully cock the pistol. At full cock, you can still open it. And of course, we have this convenient built-in safety of if the breech isn't closed, the firing pin doesn't line up with the hammer, and you can't fire it out of battery. You can also see how this mechanism would have been remarkably strong for its era, certainly a lot stronger than a lot of other designs, and could have been easily scaled up or rebuilt for a variety of other cartridges. The grip on this is a little bit unusual shaped, but I'll tell you it's actually fairly comfortable. You can get sort of a 2.5 finger grip on it, and this is good enough to make a decent shooting pistol. It's certainly better than some of the little tiny Derringers out there. And a 44 rimfire was not a completely impotent cartridge. So this is not a bad pistol for its day, 1865 to 1868. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to add this to your own collection of interesting Civil War pistols, it is coming up for sale here at Rock Island at the end of June 2015. So I have a link in the description text below that will take you to Rock Island's catalog page on this pistol and the other guns that come with it in its lot. So you can check that out, see their pictures, their description, their price estimates, and if you think it's something you just can't live without, you can create an account online, place a bid, and best of luck to you. Thanks for watching.